Hi, and welcome to another video by Get It Done Home Repairs. Today's project, we're going to be taking this motion detection light up here and we're going to be mounting it up on the eaves. And as you can see, there is no box in the eaves, so we're going to need to go into the attic. We're going to have to run the wiring from the attic out through the eaves so we can put a box up there so we can attach this up onto the electrical box. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to determine where up on the top we want to put the light fixture itself, and then we're going to measure to make sure that when we drill in here that we're not going to hit one of the roof rafters up there and it's going to interfere with the wiring. All right, so let's get up there and let's get started. Okay, so now we determined the location of the light we're going to put it in. We're going to put it in between these two windows here, and we measured from the corner of the house over to where we're going to put the light, and we made sure that there's no roof rafters up in here. But to be absolutely sure that there's no rafters in here, we marked the location, and now we're going to drill a small pilot hole just to make sure that there's no rafter there. So let me do that real quick, and we'll see. We're going to go real easy up into here just in case there is a rafter. And as you can see now, it went right through the wood. So we know there's no rafter there. So now we're good to drill the hole through here. We're going to drill a hole to accommodate our new wire. So we're going to drill a 3/8 hole. Then we're going to go in the attic, wire it, and then we'll come back out here and we'll put our box on. Okay, next we're going to drill our 3/8 hole in here, nice and easy. Okay, so now we have a hole made here. We're going to take our wire so we could fish the new wire from the outside, from the inside to the outside. So we're going to push this through, just like this. All right, and we'll leave it inside, and then we're going to go up inside and we're going to connect our wire to the other end of it, and we're going to pull it through. Okay, so as you can see, we're now up in the attic, and you can see where that wire came right through, that we pushed through the attic, and we brought it all the way over here, and we're connecting it into the wire that we're going to run outside. So we're going to go back outside now. We're going to pull that wire out into the backyard, and then we're going to come back here, and we're going to take these staples here. We're going to take these staples and we're going to staple the wire up onto this this roof rafter right here. We'll put it up there, and we're going to bring it over and we're going to connect it into that electrical box right up there. And we picked up our power supply. We brought it into a junction box right here, and we're going to put a switch in there. But for now, we're going to connect the wires up outside, and then we'll come back and make our final connections. These wires right here now are live, so we are not going to connect them yet. And we put our cable along here, and you can see we put a staple every within so many feet within so many inches of the junction box. Check your local codes to see what your codes require you to do. Okay, so now we have our wire run. We have it stapled up. We're going to put a couple of more staples in here to secure it permanently. We ran it down to a switch, which is right here, that controls our light in the backyard. All right, so let's go in the backyard and we'll continue back there. Okay, so after we pushed our wire through with our wire pulled out, we can then take the snake off that we use to pull the wires through. We can just cut it off because we have more than enough wire here now. Okay, so now we have plenty of wire here. We're just going to strip this back a little bit here. We're going to get our utility knife. Careful you don't cut yourself. You're just going to strike a line down here with your utility knife. We're going to peel the wires back a little bit, take off all the insulation that's underneath here. We're going to go a little bit further back, and we're going to cut a little bit here and a little bit here, and then we'll pull this back and we can pull it off. We're going to strip off the insulation on our ground wire here. Okay, and now we're all set. Next we're going to take our box and we're going to mount it up here. And the way you do that is you just pull your wires through the center like this, put it up here, center it over the hole, take a pencil and just mark right here and mark right here. Now we are going to pre-drill these holes because it makes it a little bit easier when you put a screw in. So we're just going to drill a very small hole in here, right here. Same thing right here. Okay, now we're ready to install the box itself. Now, I just want to mention when you put these screws in here, you want to use stainless screws because you don't want it rusting after it's been up for a while. So pick up some stainless steel screws, which we have right here. We're going to take our electric screwdriver and we're going to hold this up here and we're going to put the screws in. We'll put our second screw in on the other side here. Don't go too tight because you don't want to break anything. So you snug it in. Okay, so our box is now mounted up there. Next we're going to put our cover on here and we'll hook up our wiring. Catch our screw in here just by a couple of threads. We take our mounting bracket that comes supplied with the new light itself, and then we're going to mount this onto the new box. We're going to take it and we're going to have the recessed part facing in. So we're just going to put this up here like that, and then we'll catch our second screw on the other side right over here. I'll get this cord first and I'll show you what I mean. Just like that. So now we have the two screws in here, and now we're going to snug these down. Okay, let's grab our light and we'll attach our light. Next we're going to take our wire strippers and we're going to strip this wire down about 1/4 of an inch. Now we know it's a 14 gauge, so we're going to go on to the 14 gauge on these cutters. Same thing here. Okay. Next we're going to take our mounting bracket. If we have this put on here, we're going to pull the wires through this hole right here and we're going to connect them in underneath right inside here, and we're going to tighten these little set screws inside here. Now they do give you a little small screwdriver, just so you know. I'm going to pull our wires through here. And if you look on it, on the cover itself, it tells you which one is the white wire and which one is your black wire. And we'll take our screwdriver and we'll screw it down tight. We'll do the exact same thing on our black wire. We push it all the way in, and we'll tighten that up. Okay, so we have our white and our black wires are now screwed down. Last, we're going to put our ground wire on here, and then we're going to put it up. So let me get a pair of pliers, bend that, and we'll put that back on. Okay, so now we put our cover on here, we screwed our screw in here, and we have our ground wire connected on like that. Next, we're going to stick our light back up on here. They line up with these two tabs here, and then we just tighten up that little screw right in the bottom right there. After we have it connected in, we'll turn the power on and we'll make our final adjustments right here. It's the sensitivity and also how long you want the light to remain on. But that we'll do later on after we get this installed. All right, so we're going to put this up and we're going to feel around until you feel it pop in on those little studs there. All right, and then we'll screw our screw in down the bottom right here. Okay, that's it, it's tight. Now these are adjustable up and down as needed, whatever you want to do. And also the eye itself is adjustable up and down as well. That's personal preference. All right, so now as I said, we're going to go inside. We're going to turn the power on and we'll make all of our final adjustments on the back of this unit here. And it's all personal preference. But that's it, this job is done and we're on to the next one. All right, as always, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. All right, so that's where we put it on. And as you can see, as soon as we walked down onto the steps here, the light came right on. So as you can see, it does do a nice job lighting up the back over here, especially when I'm back here with my dogs. This way I can see what's going on back here. All right, nice and bright. And as I said, those lights are adjustable if you want to face them up or down a little further. That's personal preference. That can be done. And you can also adjust the sensitivity of the light itself by those settings on the side of it that I showed you before.